Foxboro Park. It's Atlantic Boxing Television. Hello everyone, I'm Peter McNeeley along with Paul Stivaletta and John Horrigan. Tonight we're in for a six-fight card tonight. Peter McNeely being the premier bout, Paul. Peter McNeely was just signed by Don King for a 4-year agreement, he and Vinny Vecchione. And if McNeely's name starts showing up in the IBF ranks, or the WBC, Paul, it could start paying off immediately.
Of course, this is a big move for Peter McNeely. That if Don King takes him over, Don King is the president of world boxing, as to put it, and so it would be a great opportunity for Peter to be with Don King, to get him the right type of fights and to get him the opportunity with the right fights, an opportunity to fight for the championship of the world. And that's where Peter McNeely is right now. He's getting to the point where he's being very exciting to people. The crowds are following him. The people in the fight game are looking to see him move. And so the best thing to put him is with a guy like Don King, who can really make something out of him. And I think that was a great investment, and hope it happens. And tonight will probably determine whether he does. I think if Don King sends his scout out tonight, I think it's pretty serious and probably a already closed deal, providing that something strange doesn't happen tonight to Peter McNeely.
Well, stranger things have happened. Of course, Paulie's referring to Al Braverman, the scout, and he's the one who said that if Peter's name does show up in the pro ranks, the IBF and the WBC, that he's going to be collecting the paydays that he has expected all along. Peter McNeely's fighting J.B. Williamson, former junior heavyweight champion. He was, and it's a step up for Peter McNeely tonight against Williamson.
Well, anytime you're fighting a former champion, whether it's a lightweight champion, a heavyweight champion, or whatever, what division you want to classify it in. But once they're a champion, always a champion. He has that ability to be able to box great, make great moves, and to be able to punch. So at any time you're fighting the next champion, believe me, you're taking a lot of chances, and a lot of things can happen. You got to realize you can't put McNeely on top when he's fighting a former champion. He's the underdog as far as I can see it, and I think in the root, knowing that Peter will come through with it, but it could be dangerous at any point. Great fight for him, a great opportunity for him, and I think the reason they picked this fight for him is why Al Braverman is here. If he can't get by this fight, I guess they ain't going to take him in. So he's going to have to prove himself to Al Braverman, so that Al Braverman can bring the good news back to Don King. So this opponent tonight is a very worthy one. Otherwise, they wouldn't be wasting their time coming here.
Bringing the big guy, Don King, over to Boston, Braverman will be.
All the point goes by what happens here tonight, and I think if this is a successful fight tonight for Peter, Don King will be coming in. And you know, if he does, they're going to have to hold it at the Garden, because Don King does draw a big crowd himself.
You know, Atlantic Boxing Television will be there. We're in with Peter McNeely and Tom McNeely. J.B. Williamson is 26-11. He's lost. This will be his ninth straight loss if he loses to Peter McNeely. Peter McNeely, in his last 3 fights, none have lasted longer than 2 rounds. Peter McNeely has predicted that he's going to knock out J.B. Williamson within 10 rounds.
Well, that's good to have that type of confidence, and of course, as we all know as fighters and trainers and the fight game, that you don't go out predicting rounds. I'm going to knock him out in 1 round, I'm going to knock him out in 2 rounds. Knockouts come automatically. And when I say automatically, if it's going to happen in the first, it happens. If it's going to happen in the 6th, it's going to happen. You go out there, you take on every round at that point in time. And if there's opportunities to take your opponent out, you will do so. So there's no knowing what round it is. And I know Peter is hoping and is going to put the pressure on, hoping to take this guy out before 10. But if it doesn't, as long as he puts in a good fight and a good win, it's just as good as knocking him out.
Sure is, Paulie. Also, getting in with the Don King stable, to coin a phrase from Paul Stivaletta, he's also going to be sparring against better opponents and tougher people fighting in order to step him up another level.
Oh, definitely, just to get into that atmosphere with Don King and as far as stables are concerned, we just passed about 60 of them. But I hope he doesn't end up in one of those stables, you know. But no, he'll end up in tonight if things go well. What's one of the best in the world is Don King, and nobody can take it away from him. If you don't believe me, ask him.
Well, we will when he's here. You know, Peter McNeely, he said that King is the one who pays, whereas he could have gone with Dan Duver at main events, I do believe, or with Bob Arum is actually the main events promoter. But he said that King's the one that is the gentleman who will pay, so he's going to go where the money is.
Not only is King a better man to be with, but he's done well with boxing and most of all the cable vision, and he's owned a great deal part of that. He did well for all his fighters and for the Clashers Clays, for all the great fighters that fought under his stables. He's done very well. They made all millionaires and made himself one. And he's got a great mouthpiece too, and that's what people like. You know, he can get up there and talk shows and excite people, and his looks, the way he carries himself and poise. It's great for boxing to be a promoter with that kind of color, and he's doing well. And not only that, but he's got plenty of money to make great fighters. So I'd rather be with the guy who's got the money to promote a fighter to become a champion, and not only that, but the connections and the ability to get people excited all across the country, and that's good.
Well, Don King's the man to be with. You're with Atlantic Boxing Television, and we'll be right back.